All right, Coach, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Indianapolis Colts and the Kansas City Chiefs. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Let it roll, let it roll.
Tight is Ringo.
We're rolling.
Tight is on the Ringo.
Second. Wide 40. Wide 637. Cut it.
25. Check 25.
To your right.
Shift.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Hey. We got 4.
Wide 622.
Get that quarterback.
11Z.
Check 26. Check 26.
Kill.
On second down, Johnson.
Let's go. Let's bring it.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves him with 7 yards to go on third down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Gun.
I hope you brought your lunch, 'cause I'm about to...
They'll fake it. Now Love. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up first and 10.
Barney.
Northern Island over there. Single receiver.
Over.
Come on, baby. Let's get this.
Watch it now, Barney.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck roll that they can fall back on anymore.
Check 43. Watch the shift. Hey, watch the shift. Slam.
So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
No. Check. Patriot.
Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
Leopard.
Tight end right.
Hot.
We got three.
All right, now, Lucky 56. Detroit.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he stopped immediately there. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Wide, 626.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
12.
Tight end right.
Check out.
Throwing on 3rd down, Locke.
Crash.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That one goes for 24 yards.
As far as I'm concerned, Andrew Luck can do it all. I mean, he's an underrated runner, toughness in the pocket, strong and stout, but let's face it, the money, that comes from his arm.
And smart. Valedictorian of his high school class in Houston. Then he goes to Stanford. He's got it all.
Watch tight end.
Wide, 623. Wide, 623.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
On 2nd down, here's Locke. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Martavis Bryant, 46 yards. And the Colts are going to take a first-quarter lead. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And now here comes Kansas City. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Leopard!
Double tight. 3 down. Hey, check. Detroit!
They'll come out throwing here on first down. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory. An outstanding pickup there for the Chiefs. 52 yards. And from down in Miami, an update. The Jets out to an early lead over the Dolphins. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw, eluding the pressure right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, not much there that time. And I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away and he winds up only picking up a yard or two.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Barkevius Mingo in there to get him for a loss of a yard, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
57. Mike, 57. Army.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
Back to throw here.
Watch the shift.
And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Check 4. He's checking. Crash.
Detroit!
Alert 3. Watch the twist.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Underneath for Miller. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Touchdown, Chiefs!
That was not a designed run. It was supposed to be a pass, but it turned into an exceptional run. What a scramble for a touchdown.
Gostkowski with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They begin the drive with Williams. He finds an opening past the 40. And now nothing but green ahead of him. 20, 10, touchdown, Indianapolis. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Colts strike quickly here for 6 points. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Green to bring it back. There goes Green, past the 20, and he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City, in for the score. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Such an electric play, so much fun to watch, and you need all 11 guys in sync for that to be successful, don't you?
Without a doubt. That's teamwork, to be able to put it all together. But that play is really probably the most exciting 10 seconds in football.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description, because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. The first-round pick, Jair Alexander, making the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
59.
To throw on second down is Locke. Flushed out right. Now he's going to send this one deep right. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Ted Ginn's going to go. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Ted Ginn, 77 yards. And the Colts strike quickly here for 6 points. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end.
Check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. That good for 22 and a first down.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, They come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that on that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice game there.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone!
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Flush to his right. And that'll be incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Gone!
Hey, check. Mike 21. Mike 21.
Detroit!
They'll look to throw here. Throw right side here. Complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 23 yards on the play. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion. So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
They're going to look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. The improvisation gets him only a couple, but that's all he needed. First down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Strong right.
Watch you now, Barney.
A first down carry now for Miller. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
He'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Hey, check. Mike 21.
Looking to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Look, and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 13.
Watch tight. Tight is right.
Straight out. 490.
Hey.
59.
Four down. Watch the safety crease.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Demario Davis there on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Rolling.
Watch tight. Tight end right.
Wide 63. Check up. Wide 60.
Here's Luck now on second down. And complete to Moncrief over the middle. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Kill.
3rd and 2, Luck. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. First target, first catch, and a first down.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. Hands.
Go. 190.
Check.
Key right.
Hey, watch it.
Now a handoff. Johnson. He gets away from one. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Strong right.
You go tight. You got tight right there.
On. 11.
All day.
Right.
A shotgun snap for Luck. Harris has it over the middle. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Right. 674. 190.
Watch the edge. 5-2 is the mic. Mike 5-2.
So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. We're back to Arrowhead after this. Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
3 down.
Strong right.
Check.
65.
Mike 52.
Strong right.
All day, just like that.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Wrong.
Tight end left. 3 down.
Check out. 290. 27.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Luck. The catch made over the middle by Ginn. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Give him 30 yards there. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Luck now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10.
Mexico.
They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Off of play action. Luck. eluding the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
The Colts on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Alert, alert.
Reggie. Alert.
Check 13.
Right, 675.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Now Zane Gonzalez for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 33. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Five down. Stand up in.
Gun!
Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me.
Detroit!
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he's able to get up here to the 26. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Going right side here, and that's complete. A good pickup there of 20 yards. First down now, but that clock rolling.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still
trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked by Riley Harrison. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Here's a carry now for Mike Gillisley. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Hurry!
Let's go one more. Check.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. On second down, Williams. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Green to bring it back. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Second and 10 now from the 27.
Strong right, strong right, strong right. Hey. We got three. Three down. Shift. Leopard. Shift.
All right, now, lucky 56.
On second down, here's Miller. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here. As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It's never a bad idea to try and get it to Antonio Brown, but there must be a little bit of the Madden curse going on for our cover athlete here. Hasn't been able to get that elite separation that we're used to seeing from him.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
Check out. 380. 1, 6, 2, 2, hold on.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Check out. 390.
Now Luck. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, Luck. He completes it to Bryant. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Here's Johnson. He knocks him back. Finding room inside the 40. The 20. 10. Touchdown, Indianapolis. David Johnson with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Green to bring it back. And he's loose again. And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 45-yard line.
For a quick second there, I thought we were about to have a repeat performance of a kickoff return for a touchdown. This guy's on fire today.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
All right, now, look at 56.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. There he goes inside the 30. Wide open receiver complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 22. A good pickup there of 20 yards. They'll look to throw now on first down. Now he's flushed out right. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. The Chiefs on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8.
3 down, 3 down. Hey, check. 3
Leopard.
Check 3.
They'll look to throw. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And almost intercepted. Would have been a huge pick in the end zone, but as it stands, that brings up 4th. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Check out. The 90.
Check 3.
They'll run it with Johnson. And an alley to run. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping.
Gun. Right, 675. I got it.
Right back to him on first down.
Slam.
Johnson jostles free. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Check right. Check.
637.
Switch. SOS. He's coming. We got double up.
623.
57's the Mike. Watch 57.
Now Johnson. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Grady Jarrett with the tackle.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Second. Blue 90.
Tight dog. Tight dog. Tight dog.
Hurry, hurry.
Under 10. Under 10. 10.
Wide.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. From the gun, here's Luck.
Here we go.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Here's Riley Dixon now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And unsuccessful there, trying to dump it underneath. That'll bring up 3rd down.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
4 down, check, 4 down. 6 guys.
Gun!
47's the mic, boys. 47.
He'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And the Colts coming out now. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
Tight end right. You got 3 down.
Go! 380!
Motion, man.
Go ahead.
Safe.
Again, it's Johnson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make it 3rd down. We're back now in KC. It's the Colts. They've got control of the football. They also have the lead as we start the fourth. The Colts on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Now a play fake, and it's locked. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
21 yards. Well done on the return. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. And now here comes Kansas City. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know, when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5.
Watch tight. Tight ends right.
No. Check. Patriot.
After the penalty, it's Miller. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
Only 4 yards on that gain, but, you know, a lot of people would say that's like getting 9 in normal circumstances since this was 1st and 5.
Yeah, now your playbook's wide open here, 2nd and very short.
Yeah, I still don't think that you can count it in the stats that way at contract time.
No, it still goes down as 4, not 9. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. They'll drop to throw, eluding the pressure right. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. First down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage, 17 on the play.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Underneath for Miller. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Forced out to his left. And now he'll tuck it and run. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
Hey, tight ends right.
Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Watch him now, Barney.
Check. Hey, switch gears.
No. Check. Patriot.
57's the mic. 57's the mic.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Dumps it complete to Miller. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They got to get it the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The
leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Tackled there by Alex Anzalone.
Where Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech.
Tempo. Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight right. Three down.
First and 9. Hold on. Check.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. A good run as he works his way for 9 that time, and it'll leave him with a third and just a few inches.
Run. Boom. Bus stop.
Right.
Here comes a big one as this crowd gets up making some noise. It's 3rd and short. Luck going to keep it on the sneak. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first.
They're coming. Run.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
11.
Single.
After the run, Luck going to throw. And Bryant's got it over the middle. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10.
3 down.
Check out. 90.
They try the left side with Johnson. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back.
Twelve.
3 down. Hey.
11.
Here's Luck. Stepping up, he'll try and run. Luck showing he can be dangerous when he tucks it and runs. He's able to pick up the first down.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
4 down. Alert.
Kill.
Slam.
Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
Key right.
Hey, we got
They go to Johnson again. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. David Johnson with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Colts add on to their lead. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And now here comes Kansas City. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And his throw here's incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Watch that end. Tight end's right.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Setting up the screen for Miller. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a 1st down. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
No. Check. Patriot.
Big edge.
They go play action here on 1st down. Steps away to his left. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. 1st down now, but that clock rolling.
Gun!
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. 20! Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A very solid gain of 27. Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this is caught down for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, so they got the score. Do you go for 1 here and save the possible 2-point conversion for later?
I think you do, because if you go for 2 here and you don't get it, that's deflation.
Yeah.
Now you wonder why you're even going for it. Take the easy one now and come back and try and get it later.
Extra point good by Gostkowski as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So the clock shows 55 seconds to play as they line up for a critical onside kick. And the Colts are going to recover the football. And that should be enough to get them home. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Circle. Wide 90.
So luck down to a knee, and that ought to be the final act of this ball game. Well, I know at points in this one you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for Indianapolis, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And they'll be back home next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings.